Shalom. Before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well and taught us the truth, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with you brothers who are laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth, right? Sincerity and faith. Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rakakadash, Barakatham. To the brothers. The title of this lesson is the war in Iran brought the spirit down. Alright, and that's not going to be the only one. Because this war, is dragging on. And it's going to have some financial effects. It's going to affect the finances. Everything's going to be thrown off, and everything is thrown off. Gas higher. Right? It's only going to continue to increase. So I'm going to play this little bit of the video. It's very short.
The stock market's hitting record highs, and I can't really understand why these things are happening when we still have this conflict, this major conflict going on with Iran out there. Where do you see, what is the state of play right now with this conflict, first of all?
Well, first of all, I'll say I don't understand the market either right now, given what we're facing. And what we're facing is this. It looks like a strategic standoff right now between Iran and the United States. On one hand, neither side wants to go back to open warfare. But on the other hand, neither side wants to back down with regard to the next steps and open up the strait and reach a deal. So we're now at the point where Iran at least is sending offers over to President Trump. He's rejected the first one. They're going to send another one. And this war that was originally predicted to go on for 4 to 5 weeks is now into its 8th or 9th week. So, and I don't see an end anytime soon either, Brian.
What breaks this standstill?
Well, I think one side or the other is going to have to blink, right? Either economically, the Iranians say it's too much, we're not getting enough oil revenue because with the United States blockade, they're losing, 1.8 million barrels a day going out the strait, and that's a significant part of their economy. Or we blink because politically, the economic impact of high oil prices, particularly as we move into the summer travel season, is too much for the White House to bear, and they want to get this over with so that November elections look much better for the consumer.
It ain't gonna get no better.
You actually had.
Spirit Airlines shuts down industry's first Iran war casualty. This is bankrupt discount carrier Spirit ceased operations on Saturday. Yeah, so just like that, these different companies can just, poof. It can just be done and over with. Since the industry's first casualty linked to the Iran war, after failing to secure creditor support for a U.S. government bailout plan. So that's a hot topic again. carrier following a doubling in jet fuel prices during the 2-month-old Iran war will cost thousands of jobs. Damn. All flights canceled. Damn. And all these jobs lost. And that's something that's going to continue, to increase. Spirit was already struggling to turn a profit before the fuel shock. So a lot of these companies have barely been able to operate. So this fuel crisis, that's basically the straw that broke the camel back. Rescue proposal for $500 million. Alright, which if they do it for them, they gotta do it, for these other airlines. Because you're gonna have other airlines that are gonna collapse too. Is fuel expensive? Fuel price shock threatens weaker airlines. Life into a corpse. And so the company is overweight. And you're gonna have more than just Spirit jacked up. You're gonna have all kinds of companies that are just messed up. Foreclosing on all the buildings, warehouses, different companies going into bankruptcy. Before I get to, I'm gonna play this little video.
Did the government effort to save the airline collapse? Here's Whit Johnson.
Tonight, after 34 years in the skies, Spirit Airlines is now preparing to cease its operations for good. The Wall Street Journal reporting they'll stop flying as of 3 a.m. Saturday morning, forcing passengers flying in the coming days to scramble.
I'm actually shocked. At this point, I don't know what to do at this point.
I hope the prices aren't too much higher. Whoever else I have to fly with.
Spirit had been hoping for a $500 million lifeline from the U.S. government in exchange for up to a 90% stake in the company. President Trump asked about it today.
Did you decide against bailing out Spirit Airlines?
Well, I guess we're looking at it. If we could do it, we'd do it, but only if it's a good deal.
Claiming that they're preparing to shut down this weekend because they haven't gotten a deal.
Well, we're looking at it.
The airline helped usher in the era of no-frills air travel, charging rock-bottom prices for tickets, but with extra fees for nearly everything else, from bags to seats to snacks. Policies now common across many airlines today. But the company was hit hard in recent years by the COVID pandemic, competition from larger airlines, and most recently the surging price of jet fuel, from about $2.50 a gallon before the war in Iran to more than $4.50 a gallon now. And David, if Spirit Airlines ceases operations, it could leave some passengers stranded. So multiple other airlines have said they are prepared to help if needed. David?
All right, Whit Johnson, we'll see you here this weekend, Whit. Thank you. Well, from flying to driving, and tonight gas prices surging across the U.S., the national average now at $4.44 a gallon. So what could it cost by Memorial Day? Here's Elizabeth Schulze.
Tonight, with the price of gas surging 40 cents this week, Americans are just struggling to keep up.
I used to fill up twice a month. Now I try to drive a little less. I cut down on groceries a little bit.
A gallon of gas averaging $4.44, up $1.50 since the start of the war. And some drivers spending well over $100 to fill up their tank. Since the start of the war, the most popular truck in America, the Ford F-150, now costs an extra $34 to fill up. A midsize SUV costs an extra $27.
If the Strait of Hormuz continues to be blocked or significantly impeded, we could see the national average pushing closer to $4.75 or even that $5 a gallon mark by Memorial Day.
A new ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll shows over 4 in 10 Americans have cut back on driving or cut other household expenses because of high gas prices. Diesel and fertilizer costs soaring too. Britain Green supplies fertilizer to Virginia farmers.
About $90,000.
Each rail car is $90,000 worth of product.
Yes.
And what would it have been?
About $50,000.
So
2 months ago.
Each load. Yeah. Those extra costs now threaten to send food prices even higher at grocery stores and restaurants like Ted's Bulletin in Arlington, Virginia, where owner Steve Salas says the cost to get his food delivered has skyrocketed.
It's many tens of thousands of dollars at this point.
Tens of thousands extra.
Extra dollars.
Yeah,
absolutely.
8-9 weeks.
Yes, absolutely.
And David, if oil stays at this level for a year, by one estimate, it could cost the typical household an extra $1,300 in gas and diesel. David?
Elizabeth Schulze back on this tonight. Thank you. Tonight, the deadly bank robbery south of Lexington, Kentucky. 2 people were killed, including a bank teller. Police chasing an 18-year-old suspect and turning to images on social media posted after the robbery. Here's Aaron Katersky.
An 18-year-old charged in a deadly Kentucky bank robbery is in custody tonight after leading police on a high-speed chase that put area schools on lockdown. Federal prosecutors say this is Braylon Weaver in a mask, gloves, and hoodie entering the U.S. Bank branch near Lexington Thursday afternoon.
To be honest with you, I'm pissed.
Doing crazy shit. The money all jacked up. Money all fucked up. You know, it's just continuing to get worse and worse. Every day, each day you turn around, it's worse. That's how the Lord got it set up. You know, the water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Akakwadash. You know, for showing us all these indications that we at the end. Such as these different companies going belly up. It's just more and more of a faith booster. Right? Alright, let's go ahead and get that precept. This is the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 1. Thus hath the Lord power showed unto me, and behold, a basket of summer fruit. And he said, Amos, what seest thou? And I said, a basket of summer fruit. Then said the Lord unto me, the end is come upon my people of Israel. I will not again pass by them any more. And the songs of the temple shall be howlings in that day, saith the Lord power. There shall be many dead bodies in every place. They shall cast them forth with silence. Hear this, O ye that swallow up the needy, even to make the poor of the land to fail, saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah small and the shekel great, and falsifying the balances by deceit. That we may buy the poor for silver, and the needy for a pair of shoes, yea, and sell the refuse of the wheat. The Lord hath sworn by the excellency of Jacob, surely I will never forget any of their works. Shall not the land tremble for this, and every one mourn that dwelleth therein? And it shall rise up wholly as a flood, and it shall be cast out and drowned, as by the flood of Egypt. So we eventually going to get to this point. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord power, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. And I will turn your feasts into mourning, and all your songs into lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the morning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of the hearing of the words of the Lord. And that famine of the word is coming. Now you're going to be looking, you're going to be looking for the men of the Lord out on the highways and byways. You ain't going to be able to find them. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. They're going to be asking, what's going on? Alright, yeah, you want to scoff when we tie in these different events to, to biblical prophecy. You don't want to pay no attention. You want to scoff, talk shit. Alright, so when it gets real bad out here to the point, okay, they take the men of the Lord off the scene. Alright. When we not going out on the highways and byways, there's going to be a big significance to that. Alright, that's how you know that the Lord about to be stepping in. It says, they that swear by the sin of Samaria and say, thy God, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Beersheba liveth, even they shall fall and never rise up again. So all wickedness, all deceit, alright, that shit is coming to an end. It's coming to an end. The Lord is going to save his elect, the elect of the nation of Israel. Alright, everybody else going to be destroyed. Lord's will, we be of the elect. Just going back, in reference to the beginning of the video, it's going to be multiple companies. It's going to be multiple companies that are going to be shutting down and asking for bailouts. Which Lord's will, I could do a video on the different companies that got bailed out. You claim bankruptcy. Alright, so with that, Lord's will, you are edified. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, rule well, teach well. taught us His truth, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with you brothers laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem HaKakwadash, Barakathum, and to you brothers. Alright, and Abba Babal and Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.